So science, nucleus, a membrane-bound structure, chromosome, genetic material containing DNA, cytoplasm, semi-fluid matrix for cellular activity, cell membrane, delimiting structure, eukaryotic cell, membrane-bound nuclear, prokaryotic, no membrane-bound nuclear, organelles, mitochondria powerhouse, ATP production, anaerobic respiration, and endoplasmic reticular protein synthesis and transportation, Golgi complex packaging and secretion, and ribosome protein synthesis. So then these two are the this is the animal cell, this is plant cell. So they both have cytoplasm, nucleus, and mitochondria. But chloroplast cell wall is in the plant cell, and the permanent vacuole, long, big vacuole in this plant cell, and less or no vacuole in animal cell. Then the ribosome protein synthesis, then the lysosome digestive enzyme, then the chromosome classification. So metacentric chromosome, so central centromer, then the submetacentric off center centromer, then acrocentric near end centromer, and telocentric, so terminal centromer. Then control and coordination, so previous nervous system, central and peripheral division. Then endocrine, so hormone regulation. Then reflex action, involuntary response. Then sense organ, so vision, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. Circulatory system, so heart, so four chamber of heart, so circulation pattern are there. Then the blood vessel, arteries, veins, and capillaries, and blood pressure, systolic and dystolic, the relax and this compression. Then the cardiac cycle, so systole and diastole phase. Then this, what is the heart? So structure of heart we have made there. This is the heart. So we discuss the this later. So the respiratory system, breathe, inspiration and expiration, gas exchange, alveolar structure, respiratory disorder, asthma and tuberculosis, and oxygen transportation, hemoglobin, and blinding. Then the digestive system, so the alimentary canal, mouth to anus pathway, then digestive enzyme, amylase, pepsin, and lipase. Then nutrient absorption, small intrinsic function. Then the liver function, bile production, and detoxification. Excretion system, so kidney structure, nephron and filtration, urine formation, and glomerular filtration and homeostasis, water balance regulation, dialysis, artificial kidney function. Then the reproduction system, so male, testes, sperm and production, and female, ovaries, mitochondrial cycle. Then the fertilization, so zygote formation, population control, family planning method, blood, plasma, 55% volume, protein transport, RBC, oxygen transport, hemoglobin, WBC, immune defense, expansion control, and platelet blood clotting. Then the blood group, so ABO, RS factor, positive and negative, and transfusion, compatible donor recipient matching, genetic interaction, Mendel's law application. Then the blood function, so transportation, nutrients, gas and wastage, protection of immunity and clotting, regulation, pH balance and temperature, gland hormone, pituitary gland, master gland, growth hormone, thyroid gland, metabolism regulation and iodine, adrenal gland, state response and adrenal, and pancreas, insulin and diabetes control, and reproduction, testosterone and estrogen, hormone function, growth, development and regulation by this pituitary gland, and metabolism by this thyroid gland, and reproductory, sexual maturity for estrogen and testosterone, and homeostasis, so internal environment balance for this homeostasis by this whole gland homeostasis. Then genetic and hereditary, DNA structure, double helix, Wilson and Crick model, base pair, ATCG combination, gene hereditary unit, and chromosome 23 pair in human. Inherent pattern, so dominant expressed trait, recessive hidden trait, and sex linked XYZ chromosome interaction. Then the public health measures, so sanitation, so and hygiene, so Ayushman Bharat, universal health coverage, NHB, National Health Mission, rural and urban, TB elimination by 2025, and polio eradication plus pulse polio immunization. Then the plant functions, so root system, absorption and encourage, shoot system, photosynthesis and reproduction, tissue, so meristematic tissue, plant grow, active cell division, permanent, so specialized tissue. Then the vascular system, xylem and phloem for transport, nutrition, photosynthesis, light. Then the mineral and nitrogen fixation by symbiotic and non-symbiotic bacteria in the root. And soil health, so NPK balance and pH level. So plant growth regulator, so auxin, cell elongation and apical dominance. Then gibberellin, stem elongation and flowering. Cytosine, cell division and shoot development. Then the ABA, abscisic acid, so straight response and dormancy. So this is important: auxin, gibberellin, and cytosine, cytokinin, and ABA. So CAGA, CAGA. So the plant is regulated by CAGA. CAGA means kawa. So plant is regulated by CAGA. So cytosine, cell division and shoot development, and auxin, cell elongation and apical dominance, and this next is the cytosine cell division and shoot development, and acidic acid stress response and development. C. Plant reproduction, sexual, flower restriction and pollination, asexual, vegetation propagation method. Then the mutation, genetic variation, and genetic disorder, sickle cell anemia, hemoglobin abnormality, thalassemia, blood disorder, and color blindness, vision effect, and Down syndrome, chromosomal abnormality. Then bacterial, so TB, cholera, and typhoid. Viral, dengue, COVID, influenza, polio, fungal, ring-borne, athlete food, and parasitic malaria. Then the non-communicable disease, so the diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancer, uncontrolled cell growth, cardiovascular, heart attack and stroke, respiratory, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and lung disease. Then the disease patterns, so endemic, locally persistent, endemic, sudden outbreak, pandemic, global coverage. Prevention and control, so immunization, VIP, universal immunization program, mission Indradhanush, disease surveillance, IDSP, integrated disease surveillance, and NCDC, National Center for Disease Control. Then the seed formation, so fertilization process and fruit development and seed dispersion mechanism. Then medicinal part, so aloe vera, skin clear and digestive health, amla, vitamin C source and immunity, tulsi, respiratory disorder and stress relief and spiritual value, neem, antibacterial and pest control, ashwagandha, edapogenic and stress. Then the organic farming, so chemical free cultivation, composting, organic matter decomposition, biocontrol, natural pest management, certification, NPOP, National Program for Organic Production, and FSSA, biotech application, genetic engineering, recombinant DNA, gene manipulation, GMO, BT cotton, and gene therapy in medical, and CRISPR cluster regularly interspaced short palindromic repeat. And then the agriculture, tissue, plant propagation, biopesticide, drought resistant, medical vaccine production, antibiotic fragmentation project, large tank, nutrient rich. Then the diagnostic tools, so PCR, ELISA, polymerase chain reaction, enzyme link, immunosuppressant assay. Then the stem cell regenerative medicine, basic of computer, analog, continuous signal transmit, and digital, discrete signal transmit. Frequency spectrum, radio wave allocation, network and type, so communication and protocol, TCP/IP, internet protocol suite, and HTTP web communication, FTP file transfer protocol, DNS domain name system, frequency spectrum. Then ML and AI, so pattern recognition algorithm, and deep learning neural network model. Then the natural language process, so enabling computer to understand the internet and generated human language. Big data, large volume of data set, high velocity process, variety of data, and veracity, accuracy, reliability. Then the cloud computing system, software as a service, platform as a service, infra as a service, and hybrid cloud, public-private combination. Then the Internet of Things, smart device, connected appliance, and sense data collection network, and smart cities, urban infra automation, and industrial IoT, manufacturing optimization, and cryptocurrency, blockchain, so distributed ledger technology, Bitcoin, digital currency mining, transactional verification, and digital wallet, secure storage, OTT platform, streamline service, and streaming service and content distribution on demand media, and bandwidth requirement, high speed internet, and regulatory framework, and broadcasting guidelines. Then this digital India, ego, digital service, paperless office, citizen service, transparency, digital infrastructure, BharatNet, rural connectivity project, digital payment, UPI, CSC, digital inclusion, Wi-Fi hotspot, skill development, digital literacy, PM DISA, so rural digital literacy, online learning certification, digital skill recognition. Then the IT industry, so Bangalore, Silicon Valley, Hyderabad, high tech, then the Pune software development center, and Chennai hardware manufacturing. Then this export, so reserve $200+ billion, and employment of 4.5 billion plus people, and global share 55% of IT industry, and growth rate 7.9%. Then the Indian scientists were Nobel laureates, so C.V. Raman, physics, light scattering, S. Chandrasekhara, astrophysics research, Venkata Raman, Ramakrishnam, chemistry and ribosome structure, Abhijit Banerjee, economics, poverty evolution, and APJ Abdul Kalam, missile technology, space research, Raghunath Mashelkar, chemical engineering, and C.N.R. Rao, material science, and K. Kasturi Rangan, space technology. Robotics, industrial robot, manufacturing application, service robot, healthcare and domestic, military robot, surveillance combat support, and research, space exploration robot. Then augmented reality, so mixed reality, virtual object overlay, application, education, hardware, AR glasses, smartphone integration, development tools, Unity, AR code. Then the nanotech scale 1 to 100 nanometer, application, medicine, electronics, nanomission, research institute, SCISR and IIT, RFID, tag, radar and antennas, application, inventory management and access control. Then the frequency band, LF, HF and UHF range. Then the security, so data encryption and authentication, quantum computing, quantum bits, so superposition and principle. Then application, cryptography and optimization, and NMQT, National Mission for Quantum Computer, NTI, Tata Institute for Fundamental Research, and IISc. Then development of science and technology, IIT Jodhpur, Agriculture University, Beach Pilani, Rajasthan University, Solar Research, Kajri, Arid Zone Research Institute, Desert, Mine and Geological Survey, and Water Conservation. Then this Rajasthan Science Policy, Rajasthan Research Promotion. So Rajasthan Science Policy, Research Promotion, Innovation Hub, Startup Incubation Center, Tech Promotion, and Technical Park and Skill Development. Space Tech, Indian Space Program, ISRO, Mars Mission 2014, Moon Mission Chandrayaan, Solar Mission Aditya 11, Venus Mission Sukriyaan, Satellite InSat Communication, IRS, Remote Sensing, Navig Regional Navigation, and Cartosat Earth Observation. Launch Vehicle LMV3, Heavy Lift Capacity, PSLV, Polar Satellite, JSLV, Geosynchronous, SSLV, Smart Satellite. Orbital, LEO 162 2000 km, MEO 2000 to 3500 786, GEO 3576 786. Sensitive polar oblique, remote sensing application, agriculture, crop monitoring, yield estimate, forestry, deforestation, biomass, water reserve level and groundwater, then disaster management, flood cyclone monitoring, data processing, image analysis, spectral interpretation, JSON integration, geographical information system, and change detection, temporal analysis, and ground truth field verification. Then the agriculture strategic ballistic missile, Prithvi, tactical surface and surface, Akash, surface to air, Nag, anti-tank guided missile, and range, intercontinent, short, medium, intermediate, and guidance, inertial, GPS, and terrain matching, warhead convention, and nuclear capability, and launch platform, land, sea, air, and waste, DRDO research area, electronic material, and propulsion. Then the laboratory network and civilian application, spin off tech. Then the integration coordination, chemical weapon, nerves blister choking, and blood agent detection, chemical sensor, and proactive equipment, decontamination, neutralization producer, and the chemical weapon convention, biological pathogen, bacteria, virus, and toxin, and delivery system, aerosol vector borne, and biosafety contamination level and protocol. Then the biodefense vaccine and therapeutics and development, proactive measures, NBC suit, so non bio suit, and nuclear, biological, and chemical protection, and detection equipment, real time monitoring system, medical control measures, so antidotes and treatments, and emergency response, disaster resilient protocol. Then the chemistry in everyday life, so state of metal, so fixed shape, definition, volume, and arrangement, and liquid definite volume and container shape. Then no fixed shape, volume, high kinetic energy, plasma, ionized gas, and high temperature, Bose-Einstein condensate, ultra low temperature, atomic structure, nucleus, proton, nuclear, proton, neutron, nuclear ghost, and electron shell, and KLMV. So energy level, and quantum number, and principle, azimuthal and magnetic spin, electronic configuration, Upper principle, and Hunt's rule. And metals are conductivity, metallurgy, ductility, and luster. Non-metal are insulator, brittle, diverse property, and monolite, semiconductor, silicon. Metallurgical principle, so concentration, increase amount. So by crushing means small part, small, and grinding is smaller to powder. Then throat flotation, so gauge metal separation, and throat flotation means by the this jar. And reduction means carbon reduction and electrolyte reduction. So metal on cathode. So MO plus C is given, M plus CO. Then the refining, so electrolytic refining, so zone refining by the melting. Then the important ore, so important ore, hematite Fe2O3, bauxite Al2O3, and galena PbS. Acid, so afrin theory, H plus OH minus ion. Bristol Lowry theory, proton donor theory. And Lewis theory, donor acceptor. So S base is electron pair donor, and acid is electron pair acceptor. Buffer solution, so blood resistance to pH change. Important drugs, so synthetic drug, aspirin and paracetamol. And natural drugs are quinine, digitalis, and morphine. So foxglove plant, digitaline, for heart disease. Active antioxidant, so vitamin C, vitamin E, BTH, BHA. Velocylate hydroxy toluene, and belotistate hydroxy elnisol. Preservative, sodium benzoate, acidic, potential sorbate, yeast baked. So shelf life, increases shelf life. Pesticide, so DDT, diethyl trichloromethane. So trichloroethane, and is malathion. Oh my god. Phosphate, nervous system of pest. Fertilizer, nutrient, NPK combination, urea, super phosphate, and leafy, and flower. Then the carbon, so the covalent bonding chain of branch compound, and carbon chain, catenation, and tetravalency. Hydrocarbon, so saturated alkane, unsaturated alkene, and unsaturated alkyne. So ring aromatics, delocalize and within the molecule, functional group. So H alcohol, OH is alcohol, C double O is aldehyde, and C double O is ketone. So aldehyde is the OH bond at end, and in ketone O bond is middle. So carboxylic acid, COOH. So domestic use in domestic cooking, clean baking and cooking and plasma. Then the industry use petrochemical, polymer, and pharmaceutical, and steel hardening, and carbon, and electronic, and electron positron. Radioactivity. So unstable atomic nuclei lose energy by radiation is radioactivity. Unstable atomic nuclei lose energy by radiation. So there are alpha, so 2 proton and 2 neutron. Beta, so gamma is high energy wave emitting. Half line, so half nuclear decay, and decay constant in probability. And the carbon dating uses medical imaging, nuclear power, and radio therapy. Then this uh, cancer dating and gravitation F equal to G m1 m2 by R square. So laser assisted in situ. So Kepler law of motion. So three laws. So electrical part, and in the electrical part, the space is equivalent to the time. Then the planetary motion. So T square equal to R cube. Elliptical orbit. Its velocity 11.2 km per second and 2 Vm by R. And root 2 Gm by R. Satellite motion, centrifugal and gravitation, and geostationary polar orbit 35,786 km of equator, tidal force, and gravitation effect. Then the structure of eye. So I have the cornea, iris, and cornea, iris, then lens, and vitreous materials, and the retina. So structure of cornea, lens, retina, nervous system, vision process, iris, pupil, and sclera, light focusing and image formation. And myopia is normal. So effect myopia. The nearsightedness and hypermetropia, near bodily, and astigmatism, irregular cornea, and presbyopia, age. LASIK, laser assisted in situ keratomy, and contrast surgery. Then heart is energy and temperature difference, and conduction and convection radiation. Then the low, so energy conversion, so second entropy increase over time. Heat engine, so Carnot cycle, and ideal, and energy efficiency calculation. So first, and then the second, and first. So first is exothermal, then condensation and compression. So Carnot cycle convert the four cycle. So first is the x expansion, then compression, the compression, then the refrigeration, so heat pump, cooling and mechanism, and the sink. Then electricity magnetism, so static electricity, so regional arousal change, Coulomb's law, electric field, and electrostatic force. Current F equal to KQ1 Q2 by R square, and how of electron. So Ohm's law, HV equal to LW. Kirchhoff's rule, so V equal to IR. Then some protection difference equal to 0, close loop. Magnetic force and field, motion of electric current, electric magnetic induction, magnetism wave, EM by V, and Michael Faraday, and oscillation. Then the ultrasound technique, so high frequency sound, relaying echo, and medical imaging, visual representation, the digital testing, acoustic science of sound, and sound quality, and noise control. Nuclear binding energy, mass defect, and nuclear fusion, stellar process, and medical application. So radioisotope and imaging technique, MRI diagnostic, NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance chemical analysis, and laser tech, so coherent light application, and fiber optics, and communication satellites, and insecticide, population of the insect, and melathon nervous system, organophosphate nervous soil, and biopesticide, neutral BT cotton, and contact and systemic absorbed by plant and injected. Then the chemistry in everyday life, so salt, so NaCl common, and baking soda NaHCO3, and washing soda Na2CO3. Then the pH, so negative log of H plus. Sorensen give this, and 10-fold of charge, and litmus paper turns litmus paper acid turns red, and base turn blue. Then phenolphthalein, so basic turn it pink, and bromethylene, so basic turn blue, and acid turn yellow. Fungicide, so contact systemic observation, and protective preservation, and eradicative preservation. So copper sulfide based fungicide. And herbicide, so selective, specific, non-selective alg, and pre-emergent soil, and post-emergent weed. 2,4-D glutathione glyphosate is the herbicide. Then the binder, so hold together, texture and shape coating. Then sweetener, natural, so maple syrup, and saccharine artificial, aspartame and saccharine artificial. Then sugar alcohol, xylitol, and forbeat, catering to difference dietary feed and preference. chemistry in everyday life, chemical agent, cooking, medicine, material, environment, physics on everyday life, motion, electricity, light, sound, and so MRI. So electromagnetic wave, sound, energy, longitude, and frequency, electromagnetic resonance. So physical formula in which the nuclei magnetic field absorb and re-emit. Electromagnetic radiation, this energy, magnetic interaction and atomic nuclei with magnetic field. Resonance frequency is specific to magnetic field, standard nuclei. Application, the molecular structure analysis and basis MRI. So the electromagnetic resonance is where the radioactive nuclei. So nuclei is come, atomic nuclei is come in interaction with the magnetic field and frequency of this resonance. So the India. So overview phase one PSWR, FDR, FBR, and TBR. So energy research and security. PSWR first. Heavy water reaction. Reactor heavy water. So heavy water deuterium and design allow refueling and benefit high neutron economy and usage. Indian FBR fuel. First neutron typically mixed oxide fuel. Breeding produce more fissile material. Efficiency. So efficiency is uh, higher fuel and TBR. So thorium reactor. So thorium converted to uranium 235. An advantage and usage and breeding produce more fissile material. Then the electromagnetic wave. So definition: the energy wave generated by oscillating electric and magnetic field propagation, space, air, and any medium and spectrum, radio, micro, and seven, and radio, micro, and medical, and MRI, medical imaging technique, mechanism, magnetic field and radio wave capture detailed image of internal body. Use soft tissue, ideal for imaging brain, and advantage non-invasive, no ignoring radiation in use. Radio wave. So 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. Application broadcast radar wireless network. Microwave, so frequency 300 mh to 300 gigahertz. So application cooking and Wi-Fi. IR, so IR, so wavelength is 700 to 1 meter. So heat and the communication and remote sensing and thermal imaging. Then the visible light, so 400 to 700 meter nanometer nanometer wavelength and site lighting and display. Then the UV rays, so 10 to 400 nanometer. So length, industry, sterilization and training and fluorescent lamp. Then the X-rays, so the 0.101 to 10 nanometer medical scrutiny and gamma. So gamma 0.001 wavelength and the source are the cosmic and nuclear energy. Then the nuclear fission, so splitting heavy atomic to small, producing heat and byproduct free neutron and the radioactive material and use in the bomb and the sun and control the shape energy. Then the fusion, so lights combine to give energy and being atom. So these are the some figures. So lifestyle disease, so non-communicable disease, non-communicable disease caused by lifestyle factor like poor diet, inactivity, smoking, and alcohol, diabetes, hypertension, and heart and obesity. And before then comes this